Sagittarius June, moving and shaking like you always like to do, Sagittarius. So not a lot of planets in your sign, no planets in your sign this month, but a lot of planets opposite you, right? Gemini is a sign opposite to you, and we've got the sun there. We've got Mercury, the planet of communication. We have Venus, planet of relationships and value, and we have Jupiter there too. Okay, your ruling planet, Sagittarius. So your ruling planet is in opposition to you, in the sign opposite to you, your compatible sign of Gemini. Okay, so oppositions. One side wants one thing, one side wants the other, right? Sag, you always like the big picture. You like to think big and play big and live big and travel and learn. And Gemini, it likes all that stuff too, but like in a little bit of like a more local mind, right? Like more like your local community, local travel, local friends, right? So it's almost like you might want to concentrate that on more about your local peeps, about your people you love here. And yeah, as much as you want to travel, yeah, you can be planning that too, but there's a lot of attention on the what's around you. Okay, so there's a lot of fun there with the sun opposite you. There's a lot of fun there with Venus there. Jupiter's going to make everything bigger. And so I'm seeing it as a pretty good time, Sagittarius. I am a Sagittarius, so I'm sure hoping it's a good time. But we do have a square going on with the mutable planets in the sign of Pisces. So we have Saturn there in Pisces and Neptune there in its own sign of Pisces. So Saturn is all the responsibilities, right? All the human stuff, all the heavier stuff. And in the sign of Pisces, which is an interesting place for it, Pisces rules retreating and reflecting back, right? And then you got Neptune there. That's the great healer. That is all about creativity. So the square there is like, hey, Sag, pay attention here to your responsibilities. Don't forget about those, because it could be easy to forget about them with all this Gemini energy going on across from us. But also don't forget about the resting and the creative time also, okay? So as much as you want to take advantage of all this fun energy, and you should and you could, don't forget the responsibilities, and then don't forget the rest and the creative time and the creative planning time, okay? Now, for your pre-reading, pulled this a little bit before I got on the call with you. We have the Emperor showing up. Now, the Emperor is Aries energy, right? It's ruled by the planet Mars. And so here's the Emperor here, a major arcana number 4. And there's a lot here. The Emperor's the boss, right? He's the boss. He's in charge. He likes to be in charge. And so that's Mars energy, Aries energy, which is actually very compatible because it trines you, Sagittarius. Okay. So there's a lot of get up and go here. And then there's like a symbol of protection down here, which is interesting too. Then you got the 8 of Wands, which I was taught that it's traditionally called the honeymoon card, right? So it's like often a card of travel, getting out there, living, seeing, doing, which is all about what you love, Sag. So there's an 8. 8 is our number of the year. 8 of Wands looks pretty good to me. And then for your third pre-reading card, we got the Curiosity of Water. What a fun card. By the beach, and his head has been detached from his body. He's smiling. So it's time to step away from work a little bit. It's time to go have fun. It's time to goof off, but we can't completely overlook the work stuff too because of the square with Saturn. Okay. Now we do have a trine going on with the North Node and Chiron. So there's a lot of like, I know what I want to do. I know where I'm going. I care about my community. I want to get involved in my community, but I also need to step away and have a good time. Okay. This could be traveling for work. This could be work and fun kind of trip. Okay. Which I'm excited. That's what I'm doing. It lines up there. So, all right, let's see what else we need to know, Sagittarius. These are the cards I have not looked at yet. This is to see the past, present, future situation, what you need to know this month. So the past position, what you're moving out of, Sagittarius, you have the velocity of Earth. And I think this is a Knight of Earth, Knight of Pentacles, riding that bull, right? And so you're coming out of this pretty wild situation, trying to control a bull. Maybe you're trying to control a Taurus in your life. Okay. So you've got this in the past position velocity of Earth. Now, as we move into the present situation, we have the 9 of Cups here. Okay. Big table, big banquet. Doesn't look like anybody's there. It's pretty empty. Okay. So maybe that's because you're stepping away. This travel symbol above you. Okay. So maybe you're stepping away from some things, or maybe you're heading to some kind of banquet or some kind of celebration. Okay. Present time, 9 of Cups, lots of emotion, can be a lot of fun. Future position, the World. Look at that. What a card. Last major arcana, Capricorn card, ruled by Saturn. Talking about that square with Saturn. You're looking good, Sagittarius. You're looking good. You're showing up. You're doing what has to be done. Great success is coming to you. I'm loving it. All right. So let's go week by week here to see what you need to know this month of June. We have 4 weeks in the month. We're going to use these little everyday witch minis. Week 1, the High Priestess. Not card number 2, major arcana number 2. Okay. She's an intuitive. She's reading her crystal ball. She's got tarot cards and ruins and books, and she is in the realm of spirituality. Okay. So she's good at it. It's a 2. She's in relationship. And so not a bad way to start off the month of June. High Priestess energy, the divine feminine. Week 2, we have the Ace of Cups. Cup of satisfaction showing up for you. Looking good. More water energy, Sag. Week 3, 6 of Wands, rock star card. There she is arriving. There's her fan club. She's handing out roses. She's acknowledged. She's seen. I love it. Week 4, got a reverse 3 of Swords. So it did come up this way. I'm not a big card reversal reader, but it did come up this way. So maybe towards the end of the month, it gets a little more tiring as the sun moves into the sign of Cancer. There might be a little bit more need for rest, reflecting, journaling. You might just be tired. Okay. So maybe just rest up there towards the end of the month. Maybe it's a good time for a vacation. Okay. Because it looks like there's a lot of stimulation prior to that. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm going to roll some dice for you, looking for power days for you this month. We rolled Mercury in the sign of Virgo in the 3rd house. Okay, so basically that's all Mercury right across the board. Mercury rules the sign Virgo. 3rd house is Gemini's house ruled by Mercury, the house of communication. Okay, so you got some themes here of Mercury, which rules Gemini, road travel, communication, speaking, could even be public speaking. You've got Virgo energy there, which is all the routine schedules, habits, your contribution to the world, health and wellness, all those kind of themes. Okay. And then you've got 3rd house, local community, house of communication. So there's a lot of things being said. There's a lot of focus on health. And there's a lot here about community, okay? Putting the unity in the community, okay? This is for you, Sagittarius. And maybe your local community is growing larger, okay? Maybe the word local has gotten bigger for you. All right, let's look at power days for you this month, okay? So we're looking for when the moon is going to be in Gemini, which begins on the 5th of June. 4:36 a.m. into the new moon on the 6th, which happens at 8:38 a.m. Gemini new moon 16 degrees through Friday the 7th until 8:41 a.m. Okay, so power times for you. Then we move into, we're looking for Virgo energy. And it's interesting that Mercury will enter Gemini on the 3rd. So that's kind of showing up in the dice also. So really that whole week there of the 3rd through the 7th, those are really good power times for you. We have the moon in Virgo on the 12th of June at 1:39 a.m. on the 12th, into the 13th, and into the 14th, right till about 2:12 p.m. on the 14th. Okay, so these are exceptional power times for you, especially if you're traveling. There's a lot of movement here with Mercury there. Okay, and we're excited that Mercury's direct while all this is happening. Although our year did start off with a Mercury retrograde, so it's kind of got a theme for the year. But I see things flowing smoothly for you, Sagittarius, if you keep an eye on all the details, schedules, routines, habits, health, and things can flow very smoothly and very triumphantly this month of June. Thanks for joining me, Sag.